slight Hi, Wenzi. Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Unicha, how you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, fine. Thank you for joining. Wenzi, how have you been?
I've been good. Busy but good.
Yeah, I,
Yeah.
I could imagine. Good to see your beautiful face again after a very long time.
I think 2 years or 3 years.
Yes.
And where is your face, Rebecca? Where is your face? We are seeing where's his face.
Okay.
Where is your face?
Yeah, my face is coming up. Hi, Wenzi.
Hi.
Hi. So that's Paul, my co-founder. Did you remember him?
Yes, I do remember him.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So
I've been looking for you, Wezi. I've been looking all over Africa for you.
Well, you found me. I am here exclusive.
And I'm coming to get you. So thank God I found you.
Good. I am waiting for you to come and collect me because, yeah,
Oh, that's so wonderful. What a synergy. Great, 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 great. Welcome to today's show. Welcome, welcome. We really love to hear that wonderful, wonderful story and approach you have. Such a wonderful thing you're doing, Wesley. We can't just wait to connect big time.
thank you. Thank you. I can't wait to share my story.
All right, great. Over to you, Rebecca.
as I said, Wednesday, after tasting your chocolate, it's been one story. Where is this chocolate? Where is the chocolate? You better send it down here right now.
Soon. I think probably by mid-year next year, chocolate will be available across Africa, hopefully.
Wow.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. You're doing a great job. I know that you are having a synergy with Loom Chocolate. That's
Mhm.
so I know that you guys had a synergy at some point.
Yes, we
Is
did.
okay. I hope that is going on well.
No, it's still going on. I spoke to Uzo, I think it was Wednesday.
Okay.
We're chatting with each other on Wednesday. So yeah. All the connections in chocolate,
Mm.
we keep going.
It makes a lot of sense because we need collaboration to grow Africa.
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, so people are joining in. We'll just wait for a few minutes to have people join in. So then we'll start this session. Welcome, Saba.
Thank you, ma. Good evening, ma. Good evening.
Welcome, welcome, Isa. Pat, you made it on time.
Welcome. Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yes.
yeah, welcome. So Pat is from Malawi, Wenzi. So
Mm-hmm.
she has reached out since morning to be able to ensure that she gets the accurate time to join and she doesn't miss out on anything.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just wait for a few minutes by 6:40 we'll just start.
Saba, please, can you share the link, please, Saba? Can you share it in the community again, and let me also have it. Thank you, Saba.
All right, sir.
So while that is going on, while we wait for a bit of people to join, we'll just go around and do some introduction. The meeting is always all about networking, connecting, and all of that. So I think we'll start that. I will reserve Wednesday's introduction to when she is about to do a presentation. I'll do a bit of presentation about myself, and then I'll yield the mic to a few of you to introduce yourself. My name is Rebecca Mo. I'm a director in Africa Wealth Initiative. Africa Wealth Initiative is driving rural economy, rural community development, empowering small holder farmers with post-harvest losses solution, improving their productivity with sustainable agricultural training. So we are also educating and empowering young people to ensure sustainability in the agricultural value chain. So all of this leads to market. You know, everything is about money. When's right? After producing so much, at the end of the day, is that these young farmers who are enthusiastic about sustainable food production, and also smallholder farmers who have been producing for us all these years, that they earn appropriately from all their labor. So AWI have a farm to table platform where we connect these agripreneurs to market, and also different chapter across Africa, running transaction on different platform. So that's what AWI do. That's a bit about myself. So I'll go to Unicha. You joined very early, and I want you to introduce yourself. Tell us a bit about yourself. Let's connect with you. Let's know the amazing people in the room today. So over to you, Unicha. Are you able to speak?
Hello everyone,
Yeah, thank you. Go ahead, please.
my name is Busisiwe Unica Mavuso from South Africa. I'm a founder of Matalela Enterprise. I'm a small farmer. I'm doing a crop production. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, it's Unica. I'm very happy to connect with you. Thank you for joining the call today, all the way from South Africa. You're welcome. So I will go to Issa Buari. You joined quite early too. Please go ahead and introduce yourself. Let's meet you.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Isa Buhari Bumbudu, and I'm from Nigeria, Zamfara State. Young farmer, my passion, and passionate about farming. Nice to meet all of you here.
Thank you, Issa. Thank you for joining in today. So I'll yield the mic to Saba Esther. I'm moderator for today. Can you just introduce yourself while we wait for... Okay, Saba, you continue. Let's reserve your... Continue reaching out to the other people. Let's go to Patricia Singini. Can you please... Can you speak, Pat? Can you introduce yourself?
Hello.
Thank you.
My name is Patricia Singini. I'm from Malawi. Yes. And I'm happy, so excited to be here. This is my very first meeting, and I'm just here to learn a lot of things from everyone. So thank you for having me. This should be exciting.
Thank you, Pat, for joining. We're so happy to meet you. Let's give it up for Pat. So let's celebrate one another. Let's be excited about today's meeting. There are amazing things. We are going to hear things that are going to spur us to action, things that are going to inspire your journey, no matter the level where you are, whether you are still in the idea stage. I mean, you are going to get something that will energize you to start your agribusiness journey. Information today that is really going to help you on your journey. So let's celebrate. Let's be excited about this meeting. So let's go to Banda. Banda, can you introduce yourself? We are happy to have you. Can you just unmute your mic and introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. My name is Christian Banda. I'm from Malawi. I'm currently working as a sales representative for Miss Wezi. So I'm working with Miss Wezi right now. Thank you so much.
Yes, I'm so happy to meet you. You're welcome, Banda. So happy to meet you. So, Ores, can you speak? Mohammed, I saw that you said you can't speak at the moment. Fine. So let's go to Ores. Ores, can you speak at the moment? Can you introduce yourself? Can you unmute your mic and introduce yourself? Oris, are you able to speak?
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Evening,
Yeah,
evening.
I'll just check my everything pertaining me because right now I cannot speak it. Somehow maybe I have to even speak also. Okay.
Okay, fine, fine. So Chikondi, are you able to introduce yourself? Are you able to speak?
Hello, good evening, everybody. My name is Shikondi Piri. I I am a director with Ernst& Young Malawi, but I'm very happy to be part of this grouping just so that we can see how everything goes. Thank you.
All right, so happy to have you. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you so much. So, we have just 1 more minute, then we'll start the session while the other people join us in. Paul, are you able to speak? Do you want to introduce yourself?
Okay, yes. Okay, first and foremost, I like to. Hello, am I audible? Rebecca, can you hear me? Wezi, can you hear me?
Absolutely,
Yes, we can
absolutely,
hear you.
Paul. We can hear you.
Okay. All right, all right. So first and foremost is to welcome our brothers and sisters all the way from Malawi. We are so happy to have you guys. My name is Paul. A director at Africa Wealth Initiative, and I'm sure you'll be hearing some few interesting things that we are focused on, and I know that each and every one of you is focused on. The great thing about what's happening across Africa is that Africa is finally uniting. Africa is finally seeing its big potentials in the resources that are in continent. So this is the time, to lay bare that connect, innovate, build the largest market. We are actually the biggest trading bloc in the globe. So, but it's time to harness it. So we know that agribusiness, we know that agriculture is a foundation for all societies in the world over. Food, fuel is, the, is the fuel. Food is the fuel of humanity, of humans. Just like petrol, solar energy, renewable energy is the fuel source for inanimate objects that are created by man. Man, humanity, our fuel is food. So it is the most precious item on the planet. So if Africa builds its agribusiness, ecosystem sustainably from the ground up with our natural resources and working in unison across the continent, then we'll definitely create an opera that the world cannot overlook. They just need to come to us, entrepreneurs, agripreneurs, and we'll lead the way. So that's what we're focused on, and we're so happy to have you guys today on the show. From here, we begin to build bridges. All right. Thank you, and welcome everyone. Back to you, Rebecca.
Thank you so much, Paul, for that amazing introduction. So we will just start the section so that we don't keep our wonderful speaker today and everyone across Africa. So others will join us, and then the session is also recorded. So today, I'm very, very excited to be here and again to be meeting my very good friend from all the way from Malawi. I met Wednesday first at the Women Entrepreneurship for Africa program in 2020, where the GIZ, Tony Lumilo, and all others gathered wonderful and amazing women entrepreneurs all across 54 African countries here in Nigeria at what's the name of that hotel now at the island, and it was an amazing time connecting with amazing women all across Africa. That was the first time we met.
The
Okay,
Marriott.
Marriott. Yes, yes. Thank you, Paul. So it was a wonderful time. We spent a few days together. From the very first day, I remember the night. Wednesday was the life of the party. You know. She was the life of the party. While everybody was tired, I mean, she was just putting life everywhere. And like, Wednesday, are you going to wake up tomorrow morning? He said, don't worry, I'm just good. So she's an embodiment of miracle, an embodiment of wonderful things. So we're so happy to have you here today, Wednesday. So I'll go ahead to do a little bit of introduction about Africa Wealth Initiative before I hand over the mic to my colleague Saba, who will be moderating the call today. She's one of our young agripreneurs, a graduate from the AWI Pre-Startup Agribusiness School. So she's wonderful. At Africa Wealth Initiative, we give young people opportunity to thrive, to grow. And we are running a movement, a commitment that is building and empowering the next generation of agribusiness leader. So over to you, Saba, for your introduction. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you, everyone. Good evening, good morning, and warm greetings to everybody joining from Nigeria, Africa, and around the world. So if this is your first time, I'm sure we have a lot of people that are joining us for the very first time. And for those that have been with us in this journey, we want to specially welcome you to tonight's section. So I would move quickly because a lot of us here have done the introduction. I don't know if you have anyone who is joining us for the very first time or you're just joining us now. I'll move away from the introductory part. So subsequently, if we have others joining us, they can drop their introduction in the chat box. So this is Africa Wealth Initiative. Yes, we're a movement, we're a mission, and I'm happy to be part of this community that is bringing change to our generation. So I want to specially welcome you once again to tonight's section. So I'll quickly go through our vision and mission statement. AWI was founded with a bold vision to ignite sustainable wealth creation across Africa by equipping young people with the tools, the knowledge, and the network that they need to succeed in their agribusinesses. So our mission is to build an inclusive ecosystem where your ideas become ventures, and in turn, your ventures become a legacy for generations coming after us. And so we believe in amplifying growth, and that is why we're here. And we also believe in raising Africa and building a generation that will last. And so it begins with you and I. So we have three major focus areas in Africa Wealth Initiative. We operate across three key pillars, which is the youth development, the ecosystem development, and also the economic advancement. And so we have programs that have been put in place to achieve all of this. First and foremost, we have the agribusiness. And this is where business fundamentals are being imbibed into every participant that's come on board in this academy, where we learn about market analysis, we learn about sustainability practice, entrepreneurship development, and also business modeling. So if you are here and you want to be part of this great academy, please do well to reach out to us before the end of this section. And so we have scholarship program where practicals, hands-on experience are gathered by aspiring entrepreneurs. And even though you already are in a business, you already ventured into a business, you are welcome. If you want to refine your idea, you want to grow, you want to scale, you're welcome into the scholarship programs. And also we have grants where financial support are being given to agribusiness owners to scale up their businesses. And so we have technological assets.
Okay, is it just me? I think. Okay. Okay.
Technological assets where tools are being given to reach out to new markets, and also finances are being unlocked to anyone who comes on board. And lastly, we have mentorship program, because this is one key area I believe is very vital in any successful business. And so guidance are being given to anyone who comes on board to grow their businesses, to impact their generation. So whether you are here to start a venture, or you are here to refine your idea to improve in your business, or you are here to sponsor anyone at all, or you have a group of employees that you want to train, Africa Wealth Initiative is here for you. So my name is Saba Esther Elasheva, and I'm the digital community lead for Africa Wealth Initiative. And I must say that I'm so proud to be part of this vibrant community. So, and I'm also currently building an agro-commerce business to bridge gap between local markets and global requirements. So if you're an aspiring member, please, if you're here joining us for the very first time, please do well to reach out to me. I'm here for you anytime, any day, and I'm proud to be part of this great community. So we have today a very special guest in our midst. Please, can I see some reactions? Can I see some reactions? We have a very special guest in our midst, all the way from Ghana, joining us today. And so we are very honored to have.
Malawi, all the way from
Oh,
Malawi.
sorry. Oh my, sorry, Malawi. Okay, so we are honored to have you, Ma. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And it's a pleasure to have you here. So before we move into the teachings that we have, the inspiring sections that we have tonight, let me hand over the mic to Miss Rebecca Mao. Over to you, Ma. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. Saba, please, can we just give it off to Saba? Saba, you're doing an amazing work. We are proud of you. Please, it's not easy to be on the stage. And at Africa Wealth Initiative, we provide you opportunity to grow. We'll put you on the hot seat to ensure that you come out of your shell and become the amazing entrepreneur, amazing young people that represent Nigeria, represent Africa globally. So you have opportunity to build yourself. If you're here to join the community, ensure that you're doing that. Please give it up for Saba. Thank you very much, Saba. You're getting better by the day. So I'll yield the mic to my wonderful friend, all the way from Malawi, doing amazing thing from the cocoa field to the to chocolate to events. I mean, she's a whole bundle of experience. And so just ensure that you have your book, you have your pen, and then you are ready to take all the nuggets today. So over to you, Wezi, the mic is yours. Thank you. So I think I'll go ahead and share your
You can share my
slide.
Yes.
Yeah. Just a moment.
No, I'd like to say good evening, everyone. Saba, you made a very good mistake. Yes, I'm not from Ghana, but I do grow cocoa, and cocoa is not often grown in Malawi, but we're here to change the narrative of things. So I think Rebecca's going to share my slides.
Yeah, so Paul, please, can you allow sharing from the Academy platform? Thank you. Paul, can you hear me?
Paul has disappeared.
Yes, I'll work on that now. Yeah, look at that.
You'll have your slides shortly.
Okay, so whilst he's sorting out my slide, I'm literally going to do a little bit of an introduction of myself. My name is Wezi Mzumara. I'm a cocoa farmer, chocolate maker, and chocolatier. Besides that, I also do a lot of other things, and agriculture was not my core. I'd say it's not what I studied. It's something that I've learned, and it's something that I've taught myself to do. And in the case of agriculture and agribusiness, that's what we have to do. We have to teach ourselves to do a lot of the things that we do. So I will first start off with my educational background. My educational background is actually in media, culture, and communications. I studied at the University of Greenwich and have a BA in media, culture, and communications. But that was like the beginning of my journey of my career in 2009. In 2011, I moved to Malawi and started my own PR agency called Kwanza PR. And I ran Kwanza PR for about a good 10-year run, from 2011 up until 2021. And when I arrived in Malawi, my parents said to me, you know what, you can do all the entertainment, PR things that you want to do, but Malawi's economy is agribusiness based. And, you know, you need to think about doing farming and not doing all the entertainment and fun stuff that you're doing. Behind all the fun stuff that you're doing, you need to also think about doing agriculture. If you can already move to the next slide. So I started off Kwanza PR, and out of Kwanza PR also came out Mzuzu Fashion Week. So I am the co-founder of Malawi's only existing fashion week. I'm very proud to say this because we had a good 6-year run of doing Mzuzu Fashion Week. So in the experience of running a PR company, I actually had a lot of contact with a lot of commercial companies and built relationships. So when it came to doing my career switch into agribusiness, the existing relationships I had from the PR company I had has actually helped my business grow as it is now. Next slide. I also, a lot of people are like, huh? What, wait, what, how? I also do accessories design. So I actually design jewelry. And also in one of these pictures, you can see one of our cohort members, Princess from Nigeria, also wearing one of our accessory pieces, which I actually make handmade by myself. So I may say that I just make chocolates, but there's also a lot of other things that I do. Next slide. So my journey in agribusiness was a very strange one. Obviously, when I had come to Malawi and I had that conversation with my parents, I had found on one of our farms, they had planted 4 cocoa trees. And from the 4 cocoa trees, I was like, okay, if they're bearing fruit, it means that, you know, cocoa can be grown in Malawi. And I do have a lot of friends from West Africa, from Ivory Coast, Nigeria, and Ghana. So for me, when I looked at cocoa, cocoa is money. And this is the basis of all the economies in Ghana and Nigeria. You know, cocoa is cash. So for me, I was like, okay, tobacco is a no, soya is a no, maize is a no. So let me invest in growing cocoa. So in 2013, planted 40 trees. And then in 2017, planted another 1,000 trees. And then now we've got over 2,000 cocoa trees planted on our farm, which is not a lot. Let me be very honest with you, it's not a lot. Compared to Ghana and Ivory Coast, when you're looking at cocoa bean harvest, they're looking at 200,000 tons and all these big numbers. But Malawi as a country, we only actually produce 12 tons of cocoa annually, which is tiny. And in this part of my journey, I now had to learn about cocoa being a plant. And I had to look at agribusiness as not just farming, but looking at it as exploring the entire value chain from farm to actual product. So when I say thinking about the outside the box of agriculture, it's thinking about an entire value chain from when the plant is growing, the waste that's created from the plant, can it create another product? What other byproducts can a plant create? So that's part of the beginning of my personal cocoa journey. So in 2021, I had a friend of mine who encouraged me to do the Tony Elemelu Foundation entrepreneurship program, and I'm so glad that I did it. I mean, it was in the middle of COVID, so everything was a bit. I didn't know if I was going back to PR or I was going to remain doing agribusiness or agriculture. So I was really glad that I did it, and it also helped me create the business plan for what Kwanza Cocoa is now. And whilst I was doing the program, I actually created a 5-year plan. Weird, fast forward, my 5-year plan became a 2-year plan because business was going so well. And me making chocolate was not just it wasn't just out of the blue. There was many factors that actually impacted my chocolate making journey. So in 2021, I attended the Echo Chocolate Show, which is a Nigerian online chocolate festival, and I saw Happy Coffee, and I saw Loom Craft Chocolate, who were also there present during this Echo Chocolate Show, and I sent a message to Loom, who was in the event as well. And I was like, oh, I grow cocoa, but I've seen your page. I'm really interested in making chocolate. So I think you can see like the little first chat that we had there. And ironically, 2 years down the line, after the TEF program, I get thrown into a mentorship group with Happy Coffee and Loom Craft Chocolate. So the stars aligned for me in my journey very, very randomly. And I thank God that the stars aligned, because that also encouraged me to build a business that is, one, sustainable, two, has collaboration at its core, and thirdly, also thinking outside of Malawi, and not just thinking about doing business within Malawi, but thinking about collaborating internationally as well. So that was literally the beginning of my journey of making chocolate. So the help that I got from Loomcraft Chocolate, and also me joining the Cross Atlantic Chocolate Collective, which is a collective of 45 different origin Black chocolate makers. So the thing about chocolate is it's a very, in Malawi, we say a Mzungu space. In Nigeria and Ghana, you would say very Obroni space. The chocolate space is very, very that color, it's very white. So having a community that is Black owned cocoa chocolate businesses was really a great foundation for me to now explore what cocoa is, because in that grouping, there wasn't people that were just making chocolate. There was people who were making candles. There was people who were making soap. There were people who were making wine. There were people who were making juice. And then I realized that cocoa isn't just chocolate. It's more than that. It's a lot more than that. And that's where, when I say we need to explore agribusinesses thinking outside the box and not just thinking, okay, this can give us one thing. It can give us many other things. Like yesterday, I was online and I was browsing through Instagram, and I learned that to make a bourbon whiskey, half of the ingredients is maize. So it's very interesting things like that, where we for us in Malawi, we think as maize as just sima. So sima for you people in West Africa would be like your gari. Or for you in East Africa, it would be like ugali or sadza in Southern Africa. So maize can be turned into alcoholic products. There's no reason why we should just be eating maize as it is. So it's really important to explore value chains. If you go to the next slide, even though I think I've mentioned a lot of things in the next slide of how the universe works and how we collaborate, and I met Princess and Uzo, which was very exciting, and I met Rebecca at the same time as well. In terms of collaboration as well, in terms of value chains, for me, it was very interesting to also work with people from Tanzania. So I do have a contact in Tanzania who is also setting up a family-owned chocolate business. So we do a lot of collaboration with them as well. So when you're thinking outside the box, you can't just do it on your own. It's something that can't be done on your own. You need to be able to have the willingness to collaborate, talk to other people across borders. The internet is there, Instagram is there, TikTok is there, even though I'm not on TikTok. Facebook is there. We have, as young people on the continent, we have that opportunity to engage across borders, which is very important in building agribusinesses. So now to the nitty and gritty of stuff about value addition. In terms of value addition, we really need to start, as a continent, start thinking about the agri-produce that we produce. I know a lot of people who grow tomatoes, for example, always think about, oh, I'm going to make tomato jam or ketchup. But there's also other products that can be made, like tomato powder. And tomato powder can be used in rural areas, and because it's easy to preserve. So those are certain products that we don't really think about, because we're going to go straight away thinking, oh, we're going to make this nice packaged tomato jam or tomato ketchup. But there's a simple ingredient that people use in their foods, like tomato powder, which we put to the side. But it's one of those things where we need to actually think, okay, if I'm going to take a tomato, what can I do with it? What can I do with the skin? What can I do with the flesh? What can I do with the pulp? What can I do with the seed? So you have to now break down every segment of each plant. Like, for example, another example would be bananas. So when the bananas are growing, the banana leaves, what can I do with the banana leaves? Banana leaves are used for cooking with, but is there anything else that I can do with banana leaves? Can I turn them into handbags? I've seen somebody on Instagram somewhere turning banana leaves into handbags. The banana itself, what can I do with the banana skin? I can't just compost it. There must be something else I can do with it. It must have other nutrients that I can extract. Can it turn into biogas? Those are conversations that we need to be having as Africans, is not just thinking, okay, it's a banana, we're just going to eat it as a fruit. It can be so much more. So a lot of the things that we have around us and that we see around us can be a lot more than we think they can be. In the process of creating products from other things that you're creating, I'm tired. You can tell I'm tired. Creative branding is important. So when it comes to packaging and creating a brand, a lot of people struggle with this. They always think creating a brand, they're going to hire a graphic designer to design their packaging. They're going to get this really expensive packaging from China. For that reason, they can't start to sell their product. But we need to demystify the myth that, you can't do these things by yourself. A lot of the things you can do by yourself. I mean, for me, we design all of our packaging for our chocolates in-house. We use Canva and AI graphic design systems are put there for us to use. So we need to start using them more and not relying on, oh, okay, I can't start my business because I don't have a logo. Go online, make your own logo. There's no excuses for us as small businesses, African-owned businesses, to not do the most when the resources are there and available to us through different apps. When I say creative branding, it's not just about the packaging, it's also about having a story behind your brand. Kwanza cocoa chocolate does not sell just because it's Kwanza cocoa chocolate. There's a story behind the brand. A lot of people always ask me why our products are not available in supermarkets and shops. And I simply say to them, the reason you won't find our products everywhere is because there's a story behind the brand. And when we're selling our products, I know Gresham will know this, it's important for people to know what they're eating, where it's come from. So it's important, like a lot of our customers a lot of people who are buying into the food industry now really want to know the story of how what they're eating has been made. And that's really, really important as well. So having really, really nice packaging, but also having a story behind your brand is also important when it comes to thinking outside the box. Authenticity, my favorite. I like how you've moved into that slide. Very, very timely. A lot of brands across Africa, small businesses, we fail to be authentic. And when we talk about authenticity, we should talk about consistency. Brands must be consistent and there should be continuity. You can't just say, I'm producing one item, you produce it for like 2 weeks, and then that's it. You need to be consistent. I can give an example of one of our suppliers. I hope they're not tuned in, but they're going to be an example for today. One of our suppliers said they can supply us with cashew nuts. And so we created a product from the cashew nuts that they supplied us with, but their supply was not consistent. So we had to discontinue the product because obviously we have customers who are like, where's that product? The cashew spread. I know Gresham knows about this one because because we didn't have a consistent supply, we had to discontinue the product. So in terms of suppliers also, they also need to be authentic in the things that they're supplying. We have this tendency of Africans to do everything. You can be a carpenter, but you can also be selling maize or selling groundnuts. Or you can be a carpenter, but you're also a plumber. This is where we fail as Africans. We want to do everything. We don't want to just focus on one thing and make sure that, we are excellent and at we do. Because if we don't build that relationship with our customers, it's important to build a relationship of trust and integrity with customers to keep your businesses ongoing, especially when it comes to food products. If they don't trust what you're selling, then what are you doing? Having a niche. I would say Kwanza Cocoa is in its own niche because we're not like Cadbury's or Lindt. We do authentic products that are authentically Malawian, using Malawian ingredients. I know our favorite chocolate is the Gondolosi, which I know Rebecca and Paul both love. That's an authentically Malawian product, which will be ready for export from next year, which I'm very excited about because that will be our first international fully certified product for export from next year. I think I've done a lot of talking, but I really want more questions, and you can ask me questions, and yeah. Over to you, Rebecca.
All right. I don't know if Rebecca is still on the call, but okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, Rebecca, go ahead. All right. I have a lot of questions for Wezi, so go ahead, please.
Okay, okay. So Wenzi, you're back with us. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for this amazing presentation. One thing I've always loved about Wenzi is that she's always down to earth. I mean, she's always that authenticity that she mentioned. That is what she embodies. So if you want to, don't feel, if you any question you want to ask her, she's down to earth. She's going to give it to you. So the floor is open for question. First of all, please, can we give it up for Wenzi for an amazing presentation from the event, to value addition in the agribusiness value chain. Please let's just give it up to her. It has been an amazing learning from her. So I'll open the door for
I think Rebecca's disappeared.
So sorry, it's like the network is being crazy. Nigeria, we we having network problems here. So sorry about that. So Wezi, thank you so much. I have a couple of questions. Let me just go straight with my questions. While I'm sure you have a lot of questions. My first question is, you pivoted, so to say, might not call it a pivot, but you started chocolate making. How did you learn how to make? How was that part? Can you like elaborate more on? Because it's not easy to just like you're moving from an event organizer or fashion producer, and you start making chocolates. So how was that learning experience making chocolates? How did you get the flavor you wanted? How did you get to that point where you saw that okay, this product was worth it in the market? How did you understand what the customer wanted? How are you sure that this is the taste that I've gotten to and this is going to work? Wezi, I hope this is not too many questions in one because I still have a lot more questions for you. Wezi. All right, over to you.
Okay, so the the question is one question, and the response that I'm going to do is design thinking. During the program that myself and Rebecca did, we were taught a lot about design thinking and product testing and product development. And in that process, you had to think about your product from the beginning of you conceptualizing the product. So for us, in terms of creating the products that we do create, we did a lot of testing. And one of the tests that we did during the program was trying to get more Malawians to eat chocolate. So the test that we implemented was to include a local inclusion into the chocolate to get more Malawians to eat the chocolate. So that's how the Gondolosi chocolate was developed. We took a local ingredient and put it into a Western product and see how the market would react to it. And that's been our best-selling product since then. How I started making chocolate, you know what? As I don't know what the age group of here who's on the call is. Between the ages of 16 and I'd say 21, we spend a lot of time on our phones doing nothing. We spend a lot of our time on our phones doing WhatsApp, TikTok, etc., etc. I personally learned how to make chocolate off of YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Those were the three resources that I actually used to learn how to make chocolate, and also Googling stuff. I think between the years of 2019, 2020, and 2021, I Googled a lot. And this is before ChatGPT and AI existed. Since AI existed, I don't Google as much. I just ask AI what I want to make and it will tell me. But pretty much, if you've got a mobile phone and you have the internet, anything is possible. Just ask ChatGPT. That's my honest answer.
All right, thank you so much, Wezi, for that. Because I mean, creativity. You're talking to us about creativity. Bringing your creative essence to your entrepreneurship journey, which is very important. You asked very, very key questions. You talked about, looking at a product and not just seeing the value that many people see, but seeing beyond that value. You talked about tomatoes. There are the skinned tomatoes. I mean, the skin of tomatoes itself can be used for something else, and while the juice is used to even make powder, you can remove the skin and use the inner part to make powder, while you use the skin to make something else. Tomato can make so many things. You mentioned banana leaves. People are using plantain stems to make sanitary pads that are even, sustainable and reusable. People are using cactus to make bags. There's so many things in the ecosystem working. So, but there's one part that was very profound to me when you talked about how agripreneurs, not just agripreneurs, but entrepreneurs can combine, different industries to remain whether relevant or creative in the system. So I wanted to ask, how easy has it been for you, or how do you make it seem so easy to be able to juggle three different industries, basically? Fashion, um, well, let me just talk about the two that are forward, very, clear, food and fashion. How are you able to infuse these two industries? And the second question is, what to you is the future of this fusion? Thank you.
Okay, so this week I was actually challenged with something. So we have a byproduct from the cocoa, so the shell of the cocoa pod, which actually can be turned into biogas. But for us, we've dried them. We have another entrepreneur who's making soap. She's making charcoal soap, but she's using the cocoa shell. But then I looked at what we had as the dried cocoa shells. They came in a sack from the farm. And I said, wait, no, 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 no. There's something else that we can create from this. So now my team are actually looking to create chandeliers from the cocoa shells, spray painting them and draping them somehow. We're still working, it's thinking progress. But it's looking at, they always say someone's trash is someone else's treasure. So that's how I've been able to combine fashion with agri. In terms of events with agri, I do a lot of chocolate tastings. So I am hosting events daily. So for me, that's also an exciting part. Is I've had to my event management and event production skills are now being utilized in hosting chocolate tastings and chocolate experiences. So yeah, I mean, for the future, the future is always bright, like I said, someone else's trash is somebody else's treasure. So looking at all the byproducts from cocoa, they're not trash to me, they're treasures. And to add value to something that is not just chocolate is also important for me personally. I think I've answered.
Amazing, amazing. Paul, are you still asking question? Are you still on the call? Okay, so while that's amazing. It's just
Yes, thank you, Wezi.
okay, Paul,
Yeah.
over to you.
I'm-
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for those feedback, because your feedbacks are trying to, entrepreneur is very important. So now, I mean, my last question to you will be, what is the future of Kwanza, right? What do you see Kwanza becoming? And how do you, if you have this as a vision or as a mission, how do you want to integrate young agripreneurs? Because, from your first statement, you said Kwanza chocolate is going international. Nigeria consumes billions in chocolate. We have a population of over 200 million people. If we're talking about collaborations across board, we can be talking about franchises as well. We can be talking about distribution as well. Thank God the African Continental Free Trade Agreement is on board. What is Kwanza's pathway towards working with young agripreneurs in the agro-commerce sector, in the distributive space, in the franchise space, to ensure that, Kwanza, you're not just giving value, you are also building the brand, and you're also creating a sustainable system for agribusiness across the continent. Over to you, Wezi.
So I can't give you our full 10-year plan because that is still under wraps. But in the nearest future, we are looking at expanding into the SADC region. We are not touching West Africa because there's a lot of other chocolate makers there, and we give you people your space. But for the SADC region, we are looking at opening 2 outlets in the next 5 years in specific locations, which I cannot disclose. But yes, the future is big in terms of export. Will you find us in your retail shops anytime soon? No. But will you find us maybe in a hotel or a resort that you visit around the continent? Then possibly yes. Strategically. So for us, our strategy is not commercial, but our strategic strategy is more boutique and niche, because we are serving our luxury customers. We're not serving commercial customers strategically. Yeah. So in the next 5 years, if you are going to go to a boutique lodge somewhere, you may have a taste of Kwanza, not just as a product in your hotel room, but it might be in a cake or a dessert or something around there. Yeah, that's the direction we're heading. Or even your 5-star. So if you're going to a 5-star restaurant on the continent, fingers crossed you will have a taste of Kwanza cocoa.
So, Paul, are you still on the call? Did you get that amazing strategic move by Kwanza's chocolate? And
Yeah,
I
I want
know.
to. I,
Okay,
I,
go
I thought
ahead.
I thought she was still talking. It's been maybe the internet is a bit delayed. All right. Thank you, Wezi. Very insightful answers. Very important answers. I wonder why you say you're not coming to West Africa. I mean, yeah. While I do agree with you that we have uh, chocolate producers here, but there's something in Kwanzaa that the West African guys might not have. So there could be collaborations, and again, you don't need to come to West Africa, but West Africa can have your products. Yeah, because I can say to you that Africa Wealth Initiative wants to have your products in our market space, in our stores, in our supermarkets, and I can work with you to get them from Malawi because we are continental free trade agreement. So please, Kwanzaa, look into the West African space because we want Kwanzaa in the West African space. And yeah, thank you for what you are doing. Thank you for the inspiring communication. And I also wanted to share this. Please, if you're on the call, please would like you to drop your WhatsApp contacts in the message section, your WhatsApp contacts, your emails, and please just a bit about you and what you do, because we believe that we have a lot of brands on this platform, and we are connecting across Africa to build synergies and build support bases, and build each other's businesses. For Africa Wealth Initiative, we are very, very much interested in working with Kwanzaa to get Kwanzaa chocolate in our country and in our region. It's very important. So we are not going to let Wezi go anywhere. We're going to get Kwanzaa into Nigeria. So thank you so much, Wezi. Thank you, Rebecca. Over to you.
Okay, thank you, Paul. So I know that Wendy has some collaboration going on in Nigeria, like she said. She has some collaboration with Loom Chocolate. Loom Chocolate is also a wonderful chocolate and a wonderful woman-led entrepreneur here in Nigeria. So Wendy is doing some, collaboration, chocolate testing, and mixing and all of that. I know that she has some wonderful things going there. Thank you so much, Quincy. We have some hands raised, so we'll take questions from other people. So we have Panda. You have your hand raised. You want to say something? Over to you, please. Can you unmute and say something?
Hey, boss. I just couldn't miss out on having to ask. I mean, we all know how hard it is to kind of run a business in Africa, and especially in this country with this shaky economy. So what's your why to kind of get up in the morning when it's tough, when it seems like you're not going to make it through? What's the reason you kind of persevere through it? I know some entrepreneurs, like, they want to make, if it's watches, they want to make the best watch ever. If it's cars, they want to make the best car ever. What's your why? What motivates you to keep going despite all the challenges that we have in this country? Thank you.
My why is chocolate makes people happy and changes people's mood into positive moods. So that is my why, is constantly making people happy and bringing a smile on your face, because who doesn't smile when they get a box of chocolates? Like who? So my why is definitely putting a smile on people's faces every day.
Amazing, amazing. Basically, making people happy. Like I told you when we met, she was the life of the party. I mean, believe me, she was the life of the party. I mean, everybody was fagged out, tired from long travels. I mean, she just gave life to everybody in spite of the tired environment and everything. So yeah, I believe she our joy and motivation is making people happy, putting smiles on people's faces. So do we have any other person who has one question or the other before we go to someone who has some contribution, and then we have the closing words from Wenzi to encourage all us young people on the call today. So do we have any more question in the house? This is your opportunity. Okay, Pat, I've been looking for you. Yes, you have the floor, Pat. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So for me, it's not a question. For me, it's just to say, Miss Wezi, wow. Like listening to your story, I'm in the phase where I'm trying to figure out what to do. And I'm like, wow. Like when you talked about the tomato powder and stuff, I'm like, girl, you must have like a brain that's rare. Because you look at something and you have all these ideas that are floating in your mind. Like, I'm like, whoever get there? So your story is so amazing and so inspiring. And I'm like sitting here and saying, I need to start getting my brain work. I need to start looking at things differently. How to use things that I have, how to make things, like how to make people happy and stuff like that. And I think you are inspiration to me right now. And I'm like, wow, girl, I'm actually gonna be making an appointment with you, visiting you just to ask you a few questions and like help me out, like help me figure out all these ideas I have in my head. And also I know maybe when you were starting wasn't easy to actually find that one thing that you wanted to do, and you must have met a lot of challenges, maybe even reached a point where you wanted to give up, but there you are. So that's something that when I'm starting this journey, I'm gonna say, well, Wezi must have been at this point at this like moment sometime, but you made it. So thank you so much for sharing your story. And when you're going through those challenges in the future, just remember you have people like us that are looking up to you. So you can't give up. You have to keep on moving forward so that you're actually making a way for all of us. So yeah, that's another thing I'm putting on your shoulders. So thank you so much. And I am so happy that I did join this meeting. Thank you so much, Wezi.
Thank you, Pat. That's so amazing. Pat has been following up since morning. She was so excited about this meeting, and I'm very happy that you made it. You didn't miss out on anything. Amazing, amazing. So Wenzi, that's a mentee there for you already. So then there's an amazing thing that Wenzi kept mentioning in her presentation. It's all about community, you know. We are a community. We can build sustainable businesses, sustainable empire. That's how Africa has grown over the years. That's how Africa built empires. You know, there have been the narration of disintegration and all of that, but we can all do so much by coming together and working together. So she kept mentioning that our community has given her the leverage from the event space to fashion and the rest of them, then to agriculture and all of that. She has always maintained working as a community. You know, not one of us is better than all of us. Together, we can achieve great things. And to build the Africa we want, we need collaborations. So I don't know if there's still someone else who has something to say. Might not be a question, maybe a contribution, an input, or you want to appreciate Miss Wenzi before I yield the mic back to her to give us our closing words before we close the meeting.
Is Rebecca still on the call?
Hello? I missed
Okay.
that.
All right. I'm sorry. I thought maybe my network was bad. Please go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So, Nkechi, do you have something to say? Is anyone okay with in the absence of anyone talking?
Good evening. Good evening.
Okay, okay, Nkechi, please go ahead.
I really wanted to say something, but just that I'm on transit. I'm on transit and it's noisy. If I'm talking, you can't hear me well. So I'll keep it till next time because I know there's always a next time. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Nkechi. Just join in the community. Ensure to leave your details so that you can be updated on our upcoming session. So I'll yield the mic back to you, Wenzi, to give us your closing words to these aspiring entrepreneurs, agripreneurs trying to build one thing or the other. So over to you, Wenzi. Thank you.
Okay, so my closing remarks are going to be: entrepreneurship is not the glitz and glam that you see on Instagram and Twitter or Facebook or TikTok. It's hard work, it's grit, it's focus, and it's also isolating yourself. To start Kwanza Cocoa, I had to let go of a lot of things. I was the life of the party. I still am the life of the party when I need to be, but I used to go out maybe 3 nights a week. I had a very big friendship circle. So in order to focus on building the business, I had to cut off a lot of friends. The journey wasn't, I'd say fun. It was very lonely. So with entrepreneurship, and if you want to focus, just be warned, it's a very lonely space to be in. And especially for me, it was even more lonelier because there was no one else to call in Malawi to say, someone else who does cocoa or someone else who does chocolate. I was in my own space. And that's why I relied a lot on the digital networks and the networks outside of Malawi that I could find. So if you're going to be starting a business or you're starting a business or you're in the first 2 years of a startup, the road is lonely. That's just an honest perspective from me. And the second thing is digitalize all of the things that you're doing. I know there's a lot of entrepreneurship courses that will tell you, oh, build this spreadsheet, do Excel this, do Excel that. My friends, you are wasting your time. I'm going to be very honest. Do not waste your time. Digitalize everything that you do. And I'm going to make this recommendation because Uzo from Loomcraft Chocolate made this recommendation to me to start using Zoho. So Zoho manages my life, basically. So all of our accounting, our inventory, our sales, our marketing is all managed via Zoho. So find an application that works for you. Digitalize your systems because that will save you a lot of time. And even if somebody wants to ask you what product is selling the most in that particular week, you can actually tell them because all of this information is logged. And it's very important that when you're starting your business, you start using these digital systems that are available to us to start logging information about your sales, your expenses, and all of these things. As a business owner, my third piece of advice is do all the accounts yourself because for the first 2 years or first 3 years, because you need to know what you're spending and what you're earning and how you're spending it. I think those are my 3 points of advice. If anyone has any questions they want to ask me, feel free to send me a message on Instagram or LinkedIn. I may take a week or so to respond, but I will respond eventually. Yeah.
All right, Wendy, I'm sorry, I'm going. I'm still going to ask you a lot of questions on Instagram. I'm still going to talk to you behind the scenes. There's so many things that we've been looking for you. I've been looking for you. I found you now, so I'm going to flood you with a lot of things. But I wanted to ask one last question that kept ringing, and I didn't hear that part. Maybe I missed it out. Since your journey building this brand, fashion, combining it, just making this whole ecosystem work, have you had investors invest in your business? If yes, how important was this part you just mentioned? Because this part you mentioned is very important. Working on your accounts, your finances, like you said, for the first 2 years, you need to understand what you're doing. How did that part play in securing investments? Investments could be from customers, it could be from well wishers. I mean, so I would like to know, and I'd like the community to learn from your response. Thank you.
Okay, my response is not going to be a very typical response. I'm anti-investment and I'm anti-loan. Simply because I'm going to say this very clearly. If you are building a business and you are earning revenue from that business, that revenue should be able to reinvest into your business itself and help it grow. Now, a lot of mistakes that African entrepreneurs always make, and I'm going to say this very, very clearly because it's something that's always touches my spirit. A lot of mistakes that entrepreneurs make, they go for that seed capital. Seed capital is very, very important because that also helps you boost your growth and start off your growth journey. So you can always look for seed capital or angel investors. That's fine. But in Malawi as a whole, we have this tendency to operate businesses off of grant funding. But if your business is earning a revenue, there's no reason for you to now always be sourcing grant funding. So there's a lot of businesses on the continent that their business models are based around getting funding injections from either donors, from either the EU or from wherever. They're not running businesses, they're running charities. So as a business, and I strictly, because I noticed this trend in the growth of businesses in Malawi in 2022, after receiving our second batch of grant funding to help us build our factory. After 2022, up to date, I have refused to either take a loan or take any grant funding and build a business that is sustainable, that is able to generate its own revenues, not just to operate the business as a whole, but generate a revenue that's also able to reinvest. And I can proudly say that in the last 3 months, between July and now, I've managed from revenues to increase our production capacity from 33 kilos to 100 kilos a month. And that is all reinvestment of our revenues. So please, John, please, if you're building a business on the continent, please do not rely on donor or investors. Make sure that your business is sustainable and make sure that your business is able to run by itself without any capital injection. Because if you keep relying on capital injection, it means you're not running a business, you're running a charity. So that is my key message about funding and understanding your finances and being able to build from what you have.
Thank you very much, Wezi. You know that what you've given us are the, whole- the whole of your presentation are powerful nuggets. They're, I know they are still deep down within the sinews that we still need to come back. So this is like the beginning of the deeper conversations. Like, for example, in the agribusiness school, the pre-startup school that AWI, it's a flagship program. There are, I mean, yeah. So you talk about investments, and you are giving us a very fresh perspective. Yes, because this is one of the challenges that entrepreneurs are having to build businesses on the African continent. A lot of our businesses are being registered in Delaware. So because everybody wants to get funding, and so many other things. There's so many other things. All right. So, but because we are mostly focused on external funding, we're not even looking at Africans funding Africans, or Africans building businesses based on real revenue, Africans building businesses based on grit, Africans building businesses based on networks. I mean, social networks, networks of people. We're losing out on great opportunities to build, businesses. So we need this communication not just for 2 hours, but we need it as a course where, I mean, entrepreneurs, the mindset is opened to these strategies. So we are definitely going to be disturbing you a lot for our entrepreneurs, because young people need this information. I can tell you that the students we have from cohort 1, or the entrepreneurs from cohort 1 that are here, I can tell you that they've gained a lot, because I have gained a lot. I've learned something, I mean, amazing tonight. So we're going to come back to you, Wezi. I'm just trying to let you know that you opened up the white people used to say a can of worms, but in this case, not a can of worms, a can of gold. So we're going to be coming back to you for more gold. Thank you, Wezi, for your insights. They were very, very insightful. Rebecca, I don't know if you are back.
Yeah.
See that you. So,
Yeah.
I want to also welcome all the young people, all the young entrepreneurs that are here. I hope you're getting value, especially those of you joining from Malawi. Great to have you. This is the family union where we need to build more of these synergies. For those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. This is how we build Africa. Africa talking with Africans, Africans funding Africans, Africans buying from Africans, Africans learning from Africans. Over to you, Rebecca.
All right, thank you, Paul. My network has been very glitchy today. Thank you, everyone, for joining this session. Wezi is very busy, just another. So we are going to be releasing everyone so that we can go and have a restful rest of our weekend. And we say thank you for everyone that joined in today. If you have questions, please kindly reach out to us. And then you can also, there's a link on the chat board. You can also join our community. We'll share updates. This session is also recorded. We'll be sharing the recorded link in through the community. So ensure that you stay in touch. We ask you to also share some of your details with us so that we continue this conversation and this collaboration. Remember, we are a community, and to build the Africa we really want, we need to collaborate with one another. So that would be my closing words to you all. We have gained things. So you that are still thinking about ideas, don't sit on it. Start something. So don't waste your time on your phone. Like Wenzi rightly said, it's a resources that can build wealth for you and generations to come. So thank you, Wenzi. Please let's give it up for Wenzi again out of our very busy schedule for being with us, and all our friends from across Africa. Thank you very much for joining us today. So do have a wonderful rest of your weekend and have until next time. Thank you, Wenzi, for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me, and I hope that I've inspired you all. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Kwanza Coco, and do reach out if you have any other questions. I'm always happy to help, and sharing and collaborating. Not only it's important to share and collaborate. I'm one of those people who doesn't like to keep information to themselves. I'm always happy to share.
Thank you very much. So have a good evening, everyone. We can open your video if you can and just say wave and just say a good evening to everyone. Bye. See you next time, everyone. Bye for now. Thank you so much.
Bye.
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 Bye.